Well, today we're doing something different. We're going to have a discussion with David Young, who's the branch manager over at Caliber Mortgage in Plano. And we're going to have a series of conversations. And today we're going to talk about just the state of the market. So, David, tell me about the market. How's the rates looking?
Yeah, the rates right now are low, like they have been for years. We've seen some fluctuations over the past few years, but really, this is the time when the government anticipates rates to go up. We've anticipated this for years, though. It comes at no surprise.
Right.
And the Fed raising the rates a few months ago, and now they're talking about raising them again this year.
Yeah.
It makes sense because either we raise the rates or we get into a mode of stagflation. So I know it sounds crazy to raise rates, but they're saying that it's going to stimulate the economy.
Okay. So when do you figure the next rate raise is going to happen?
Hey, if I knew that for sure, I'd make a lot more money than I'm making now.
Okay.
But realistically, the government's, as of right now, insistent that they plan on raising it up another quarter this year, at least a quarter this year.
Okay. Did they say by when? Summertime? December?
I know that they were talking about doing it next quarter, but it depends on what happens in the European markets, if it's going to jump again.
Okay.
And then, of course, we got the war in the Middle East. But then again, when don't we?
So I noticed that when the rates went up, the Fed raised it a quarter about, 3-4 months ago?
Yep.
The rates went up, you saw a little bit of a movement, and now it seems like, I know that the Fed raises the discount rate, and the discount rate is different from the rate that we get as a mortgage. So it didn't seem, it went up a little bit, now it's back down to where it was. So would we expect the same thing to happen?
Well, that's a good point, because what the Fed's raising are the short-term interest rates, right? So that's going to have a direct impact to your Fed funds rate and your LIBOR. So your short-term money...
Tell everybody what LIBOR is, sorry.
Oh, lend an interbank offer rate. It's
Okay.
like what rate banks lend to each other. So basically, the short-term interest rates are going up. So like interest rates at your ARM or your home equity line of credit would be based off of your car loans, your credit cards and such, right? Now your long-term interest rates, like your 30-year fixed and your 15-year fixed, are based off of a different index. But if the short-term index keeps climbing up like this, it's only a matter of time before the long-term pushes up. There's very rarely ever an inverse.
All right. So it's possible that the Fed could raise the rate, and we could see the same thing happen because they're still talking about relatively small increases, maybe a quarter point.
A quarter percent. So
So long term, when do you think that we might start really seeing a movement in the mortgage rates?
You're probably looking at it at the end of 2016. You're going to feel it.
What are we talking about? We talking about 5-6%? We talking about 4,
No, I would imagine the 30-year fix is probably going to push up into the 4s again, because it's been in the 3s for a long time.
Yep.
And the 15-year is going to push up into the 3s. So whoa, it's not like it sounds scarier than what it really is.
Right. And historically, I know the rates have been like 7%, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're still doing great.
We're like half of what they should be. It's almost like free money. If you look at how inflation works, right? You're getting an interest rate that's in the 2s, the 3s, the 4s. It's like handing out free money.
Yeah.
It can't last forever, right? Or else our economy will never jumpstart and get going again.
Right.
So, but for homeowners, it makes a lot of sense to take advantage of them while they're low, and the home prices are increasing too, right? So there's a big difference between a 3.5% and a 5.5% interest rate in terms of monthly payment. So
Okay. Now I've got my own thoughts about this, but what are your thoughts about a lot of people are worried that we've seen double-digit growth year over year now in North Texas. I came from Orange County, California. I saw that, and then I saw the big dump.
crash.
Okay, yeah. So my house, within 6 months was half of what it had been. So, do you see a crash like that possible here?
There's always a crash imminent, right? It's just a matter of when.
Right.
So I love Texas market right now. A couple years from now, I might say, sell the houses, but for right now, it's a buy. And the reason why it's a buy, at least in this area, is because there's a lot of jobs coming here.
Right.
So there's a reason for the growth, right? Places like California, Michigan, Florida, the reason why they felt such a crash is that they weren't creating jobs. but they're creating houses, right? And right now the inventory's been low for years, so it's supply and demand, right? The supply is low, demand's high, prices are going up. Now, 8 months from now, if builders get greedy and build tons and tons of tract homes, I mean, they could, overflush our market, but right now the commercial's keeping up with it, and the jobs are unstoppable at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, Texas has got a unique economy, and Dallas in particular is, I mean, I think it's the engine of the entire country right now.
That's true. And I mean, not only that, I mean, they're not just like McDonald's worker jobs. I mean, professional jobs, corporate jobs.
Right.
I mean, these are office
Got Liberty
building,
Mutual, State Farm, Toyota. I mean, up the
just
top
to
of my
name a
head.
few, yeah. And it's just a huge opportunity.
Okay. All right. Any other thoughts?
I want to buy more real estate.
Call Brian Carlin if you want to buy real estate.
He's even helping me get investment properties right
There you
now.
go. All right. Thanks, and we'll see you soon.
Have a good one.